Welcome to Michigan Condo Voices, where real co-owners and real Michigan communities come together. We break down the issues that matter most with clarity and transparency. Let's get into today's episode.
Hi everyone, this is Stephanie with Michigan Condo Voices. There's a moment many co-owners experience. You make a reasonable request for information. You wait and nothing comes back. No response, no acknowledgement, no timeline, just silence. Over time, that silence can feel confusing. You may start to wonder, was my request received? Did I ask the right way? Or should I follow up or just let it go? Here's something important to understand. In these situations, no response is a response. Not necessarily an answer to your request, but a signal that something in the process is not working as it should. And that's where many co-owners get stuck. Because without a response, it can feel like there's nowhere to go next. Let's take a step back and look at this clearly. There are a few common reasons why requests may go unanswered. Sometimes it's disorganization. Records may not be readily accessible or processes may not be clearly defined. Sometimes it's delay. Requests may be pushed aside in favor of other priorities. And sometimes it's discomfort. Providing records requires transparency, and that can feel challenging in some situations. This is not about assuming intent, it's about understanding patterns so you can respond effectively. Because you have options. The first step is to make sure your request is clear and documented. That means submitting your request in writing, specifying exactly what you are asking for and include a proper purpose, and keeping a copy of your records. Clarity matters because if you need to follow up later, you'll want to be able to show exactly what was requested and when. If you don't receive a response within a reasonable time, the next step is a written follow-up. This is where many people stop, but the follow-up matters. It reinforces that your request is active, you are paying attention, and you expect a response. Keep your tone calm and professional. Restate your request. Ask for a timeline, and request a written explanation if the records cannot be provided. At this point, you are creating a clear record of communication. If there is still no response or the response is incomplete, you may need to take the next step. In Michigan, co-owners have the right to inspect certain association records. This includes financial documents. If access is still not provided as required, you may consider seeking enforcement through the court. That can include filing a motion to compel the production of records. That may sound like a big step, and it is, but it's important to understand you are not overreaching by asking for transparency. You are participating in the governance of your community. And transparency supports everyone. Before taking that step, though, your documentation matters. A clear request, a follow-up, and a reasonable timeline. These are not just formalities. They create a record that shows you made a good faith effort. You were specific and provided a proper purpose. And you gave the opportunity to respond. That matters because when there is no response, the situation doesn't stay neutral. It becomes something that needs to be addressed. If you've experienced this, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not without options. Sometimes the most important shift is this. Instead of waiting indefinitely, you begin moving forward with clarity. Not with frustration, not with assumptions, but with a process. Take care, everyone. Thanks for listening.